The characters and events depicted in this podcast is for mere entertainment. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, or going through their third surgery is purely coincidental. Listen at your own risk.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Somos the Next Generation. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episodes, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the last few episodes of our podcast. Once again, and this is gonna be my speech every opening line. This is gonna be my opening line for every show. I've been super busy and super preoccupied with work. Work has taken 95% of my life, so you know, that's actually pretty bad. But I know I've been super lying in trying to promote my videos and share them and whatnot, and just kind of like writing it down. But I swear, I promise, I'm going to be so much better with it. But I hope you guys did enjoy last week's episode. You know, I talked about a little bit of my Miami trip this year, and it was quite a relaxing experience. You know, it's something I was looking forward to for a while now, just to be away from home, I guess, and away from work, especially work. But if you guys did watch my episode and you guys heard it, you know, I did mention that there was two episodes that kind of sprung up from this specific episode. So there was two episodes that I wanted to create, and sort of a part 2, part 3 type of thing. It's not necessarily a part 2, part 3 because they're in a sense non-related, but they're related but not related. So this episode I had titled it Independency, and this is correlated with the friend that you know hanged out with us this trip, and it's something that I wanted to talk about, and it's something that I actually kind of spoke to him about. Only because, you know, his reactions, his opinions about things, his, what's it called? The ejection, I guess, of how he takes things, how he grasps things to find a solution and things like that. That's kind of what brought me into this chat, I guess. So I wanted to call it Independency because, in a sense, I understand the guy. You know, I understand how horrible it is, and I understand it in a certain degree, of course. I moved to San Jose, or here to the Bay Area, 9 years ago now. Wow, it's been almost a decade. I moved here 9 years ago, all because, you know, I wanted to be a little more independent. I wanted to be a little more me. I wanted to, like, just be able to just find myself and just be myself out here and just be able to be independent, you know. So, of course, at first it wasn't easy. It's not like, hey, you know, what's up? My name is Andy. Nice to meet you. Let's be friends. Let's hang out. Blah 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 blah. I mean, probably that's how it works, and that's how it was supposed to work. But I'm an antisocial. I'm very shy. I'd rather just be to myself and do my things on my own. But of course, how has that helped me throughout my years? It has not. It has led me to this. But independency. So this guy, you know, has moved to Florida, to Miami specifically, you know, a few years ago. And, you know, we met the guy 2 years ago. I think that's when he recently had moved. But, you know, one of the reasons he mentioned that he didn't want to go back to this place, in a sense, you know, was because, you know, he had nothing to do, because he was jobless, because, you know, they had just let him go from his job, and then he had, you know, he was trying to find a way to pay for his rent, I believe, and then he had like some guy owed him money and things like that. But here's the thing. So the way he projects things and the way he executes them, that's the word I was looking for earlier. The way he executes, I think, is he's just doing it incorrectly. He's always playing, in a sense, the victim. He's victimizing the situation to make himself a bit vulnerable, I guess, in a sense, to be the one who, the world is attacking him, everything's against him, God is against him, just life entirely is against his happiness, against his for him to live good or well. But the fact that he takes this kind of approach and this kind of attitude about things, it's not gonna help. Which is why when I was kind of fed up about him, still being around and kind of want him to go home, I did talk to him, and I kind of like straight up said, like, hey, like, if you approach things negatively, you're gonna not attack. You're gonna what's it called? You're gonna bring negative things to you, So why keep saying, oh, God is against me, the world is against me, life is against me. It just doesn't want me to have things coming out a certain way, and that's just life. Sometimes you just don't get what you want, and that's just okay. You just have to look at it like, okay, this didn't turn out the way I wanted it. Didn't turn out the way I planned it. Okay, perhaps there's a better way or a better thing coming along or a better approach to it. But it's more like, my life is against me. And it's just, it goes back to being a little independent, knowing that you're not always going to be accompanied. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to be by yourself. Of course, at some point it does hit you and it gets to you, and it hurts you in a sense, the fact that you don't have anybody to maybe hang out or maybe talk to or maybe just laugh for a sec or go have drinks with or something in that spectrum. And I get it, believe me. For a certain time living out here, it wasn't easy for me. Okay, I always try to move on from my story, and I always try to not look back at it, because there's no need to look back at it, because now I'm in a better position, I am in a better place, and I am a better me. But I had been in a place where I had nobody around me, where nobody would reach out to me, nobody would try to like hang out with me. It was hard. Okay, I was jobless. Yes, I had to find a way to pay rent. Thankfully, my parents were helping me out then. But what if I didn't have my parents? I had to find a way to pay my rent, because this is the reason why I came out here, to be independent. And giving up was not a solution. I was not going to give up. So this guy claims that he's jobless, and he doesn't want to risk looking for another job because of his of this legal thing he's going through, and something he's trying to look or fix or take care of. I don't know. But it's like, I'm sure there's some job opportunities that simply, or perhaps different out there. Perhaps I don't know. But at least make an effort. If you've been jobless for about 3 weeks because they let you go, why haven't you done something about it? That's the point I'm trying to make. It's always just like, they let me go, I'm jobless, I'm alone, I have nobody out here, I have nothing to do. Yet he has like a $1,000 TV, he has new phones, He has subscriptions to uh, like Netflix and like Hulu and those things like that. What are they called? Streaming services. Streaming services. Like he has subscriptions to streaming services. How is it? How is it that you're not doing well, yet you have these things you don't necessarily need? That TV is not gonna cover you as a home. Those streaming services are not gonna feed you. They might help with the loneliness, don't get me wrong. Believe me, sometimes I do rather just be alone, just watching TV, listening to music, or whatever, just chilling, once in a while. Why not? Because that's just the kind of person I am, I've always been very, very antisocial and very anti-people and very just, I'd rather be myself. But if you're not that type of people, like, fix it. Do something about it. This guy has been out there. I'm sure he's met plenty of people and he has mentioned that he has friends out there. Reach out to them. Just hang out. But when you're hanging out with somebody, like, put your issues aside and be present. That's one of the things that was kind of, bothersome in a sense when we were hanging out, that he was just, trying to fix his solutions while he was there. But it's like, bruh, you can fix this at home then, because you're good, right? But I did tell him, like, you can't take a negative approach to everything, and you can't make it seem like everything's against you, because that's just not how it is. It's just, I think, a bit of inferiority. I think that's the word, and that's not okay, And unfortunately, well, I don't know if it's unfortunately, but I have come across a lot of people who are just simply negative about things, and that life are against them, and like, they just don't want them to be happy, and that's just not how it is, It's just being independent. That's kind of important. Of course, you do want to have somebody to fall back on, but like, it's just the type of person you are. That's gonna affect the people around you, and it's gonna affect people wanting to be around you. And I mean, this guy, it's the way he thinks, the way he feels, and the way he's just negative from head to toe, and maybe that's why he's lonely. But it's like, dude, you gotta change something about yourself. You gotta realize there is something wrong with you. Like, not everything is wrong out there. Maybe you are the issue. So he just needs to, tweak his attitude about things and his approach about things and his opinions about things. And maybe things will just, become a little better. He just needs to learn that sometimes you won't have somebody there next to you. And the fact that you don't have anything else to do, that's not my problem. That might sound like super, super bad, but it's like, you have to be and learn to be by yourself. We were born alone, and we're gonna die alone, and that's just how it is. Anyway, being independent is not as bad, and that's not just, being able to be alone, being economically independent, being emotionally independent, physically independent, mentally independent. It's very important, because it helps you go through life especially when you know that people can be backstabbing bitches, when people can be fake, or you can have people that are pretending to be your friends, and you just, of course, also this approach is not the best either. You know, you don't want to go through life thinking that everybody is a bad friend, because that's, this defeats the purpose of my chat. You know, but anyways, I think I'm just ranting off now, because I think I got what I wanted to talk about, and I got it out there. It's just very important to be very independent, and I think I said independent like a million times in this video for the past 12, 14 minutes or something. I don't know. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. I just wanted to make this quick and short. I hope you guys do enjoy this and take something from this. Again, there's another video that's kind of linked to this one, and kind of linked to the Miami episode of last week. So, stay posted. I'll keep you guys posted. I will try to share the videos and try to have more, online activity. I haven't been really active, because every time I end up like recording, it's usually a Thursday afternoon. And of course, I have to work on some things from work. I have to prepare myself for the next day, and it takes a little while to record the episode, to edit the episode, to export the episode, and to upload the episode. It's actually quite time consuming, and unfortunately I cannot use my computer during that time, so I have to hold off on my things that I have to do from work until this is over. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to me, and I will be back. So stay tuned for that upcoming episode, okay? See ya!